When I was a child, my parents bought a house in 1987. It had mold within the walls, bugs crawling everywhere, and it wasn't good looking either. The condition was so bad that my mother landed in the ER. Thankfully, my father was a contractor. He spent months gathering materials and reconstructing most of the home with his bare hands. That's right. Expensive was labor back then, and he had to find the best workers at an affordable rate. That's right. He found my mom, my brother, and myself. Yep, little me carrying sheetrock at age 8. They don't make them like that anymore. It was a labor-intensive and time-consuming process. If 3D printing technology was available back then in construction, my father could have completed the process a lot faster with less waste, less material, and save time and money. Fast forward to today, the construction industry is still facing many of the same challenges, including time-consuming processes, high cost, and waste. However, the good news is that technology has brought a transformation to the construction industry with 3D printing technologies. Now, some of you may be familiar with the term 3D printing and the cool, fun things you can create with it. For example, Babson College 3D printed this little tiny TEDx. Brilliant! The technology has been around for over 3 decades, and it's advanced tremendously. We can now 3D print as small as microscopic items invisible to the human eye, to large-scale items like a 3D printed rocket. And now we can 3D print homes. We can print the inner outer walls, we can do the frame, and depending on the machine, we can do the foundation or the roof. Using materials like concrete, hemp, mortar, plastics, even recyclable items. You see, 3D printing construction is a core method to prefabricate buildings and also construction components in a layer-by-layer method. I'm so excited. You know why? Because 3D printing is awesome. Admire these beautiful structures in front of your eyes. It's fast, efficient, cost-effective, and sustainable. We can now create structure that once was impossible the traditional way, that's now possible with 3D printing. Do you want to know why I'm also excited to be here today? Because I want to talk about the future of construction with 3D printing. And do you know why? Because we have been building the same way for over 100 years. And it's time that we make friends with technology. You see, the construction industry has faced many challenges. It is slow, it is wasteful, it's dangerous, and expensive. Have you seen the housing market out there? It's ridiculous. I can't find a house. So let's dive into the future of construction and how 3D printing is going to change the game forever. First and foremost, with 3D printing construction, it's fast and efficient because it uses that layer-by-layer method without using formwork or scaffolding. While the traditional way is slow. According to the Construction Industry Institute, the average time to build a single-family home is 12 months. 12 months. That's unacceptable. Think about families, veterans, seniors who have to wait for so long with each passing day filled with uncertainty. That's not cool. Secondly is 3D printing will reduce waste. The Waste and Recycling Association says that the construction industry generates over 170 million tons of waste every single year. You think that's bad? According to the United Nations, the construction industry is responsible for 40% carbon emissions. 3D printing construction will lower these numbers because it uses an additive manufacturing process, which means it only uses the amount of material needed to build the structures. That's it. That will help us to reduce waste, making 3D printing construction a lot more sustainable, environmentally friendly option. With the growing awareness of climate change to reduce our carbon footprint, 3D printing will play a vital role to allow us to be sustainable and making a win-win scenario for the planet and for our lives. Next is budget. With 3D printing technology, we're gonna save money. It's cost effective. You see, with the traditional method, it's labor intensive and time consuming. According to McKinsey & Company, 9 out of 10 construction projects go over budget, with an overrun of 80% above the initial estimate. That's right. Believe it or not, with Boston Consulting Group, they say that with 3D printing construction, we'll save up to 25%, all because it's reduced labor. We're using automation. Amazing. And that sounds too good to be true, or what? Well, case studies, boom, proof, right? All right, so we have a 2,000 square foot home. This at the top shows how 3D printed compares to CMU block and wood frame. Clearly you can see how 3D printed wins. It's a lot affordable to build and also a lot faster to build. The case study below it is on a 1,400 square foot home in Riverhead, New York. It took 80 hours to print. It went on the market for $299,000. Over 1,000 offers on the MLS. That same type of home in that area traditionally go for $450,000. Talk about savings. And this also depends on the type of structure, materials, design, and how many of these homes that we're building. But think about a new type of person can afford a home. Someone with bad credit, single parent families, seniors, college graduates, and veterans. We can do a lot more for our veterans. This is a solution for them when they come back from deployment. But 3D print technology goes beyond just cost savings and efficiency and sustainability. It's the freedom of customization. Designers and architects can now freely express their creativity. What used to be impossible is now possible with 3D printing. In fact, a survey from Build World showed that Boston City Hall was rated second most ugliest building in the US and fourth in the world. That is extreme, and I'm from Massachusetts, so I take that personally. Now let's look at a design firm called Zaad Hadid. Look of the possibilities that 3D printing can do. Look how beautiful the structures are, exterior and interior. Imagine if Boston City Hall was to 3D print a new building. We can become the most beautiful building in the world. All right, let me show you a quick video of a 3D printer machine printing a structure. Boom, right there, a beautiful structure built in front of your eyes. Look how beautiful that is. Now, a treat for everyone who's here today and those watching at home. If you scan this QR code, you'll have your own personal 3D printing machine on your phones, all right? Now, like any technology, there's drawbacks, right? We're not perfect yet. It's okay. Some of you may have concerns. Some of you may be skeptical. Ray, what's the catch? One common concern is the quality of structure. You see, research and testing have shown that 3D printing structures are just as strong and durable as the traditional methods, which is great. Secondly is, will 3D printing in construction lead to job losses? The answer is yes and no. Some jobs will become obsolete, but those are the same jobs that are the most dangerous jobs in construction. According to the Labor Bureau of Statistics, the construction industry workers experience more fatalities than any other industry. Injuries, deaths, accidents simply cannot be tolerated anymore. We have to do better. We deserve to do better. Our construction workers have to come home to the loved ones. These are human lives. 3D printing construction will bring new jobs like 3D print technicians, operations, operators, sustainability consultants, material science engineers. This is the future, and the future is now. And regardless of what industry you're in, we have to reskill and upskill the workforce. Next is finding materials can be complex because 3D printing technology uses specific high-quality materials, which sometimes is hard to find. But R&D is working every day to make sure we can find a greener, affordable material that can be locally sourced and found globally. Lastly is transportation. To move these machines, it's complex. They come in 14-inch containers, and you need multiple cranes as well for the big machines like the gantry system you see on the left side. On the right end, you see a robotic arm. That can fit behind a pickup truck on a trailer or on a flatbed. But new machines are coming out where now they have wheels, making it a lot more mobile. You see, overall, we're going to come to these challenges. New machines will come out. Better materials will be greener and affordable, and research will advance in this area. 3D printing construction will transform everything we know about cost, efficiency, and waste. We will now build what was impossible will be possible with 3D printing. Create unique designs tailored to unique taste. Provide access to affordable, green, safe housing for everyone. My father had to put me to work to build our home. Lucky for my future kids, I'm going to print them one. Thank you very much.